宇宙刑事シャイダー。宇宙刑事シャイダーはファビロス号から発射されるプラズマブルーエネルギーを浴びてわずか1ミリ秒で氷結を完了するのだ。水没シャイダーキーきらめ青い行くぞ車行くぞ車はいさよサイロンヒート
I know what you must be thinking. You must be thinking to yourself, did I just see that? Is that real? And the answer is yes, it is real, and it is coming, and it is happening. Because we are going to be releasing Space Sheriff Shaider on Blu-ray. So get excited for that. What do you think, fellas?
Woo!
Yeah.
This is the one that... This is the one they said they couldn't be released, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
There were two. It was
Repeatedly.
too complicated. This used to be part of a different show that was on American TV. So fans said, "I don't know if this can even be done," and we said, "Yes, it can."
Yeah, it's not even. It's not fake. It's not in virtual reality. It's real.
And in fact, it is fully remastered in high definition for Blu-ray disc. In fact, it is so remastered. What I love about that clip we just saw is that when he jumps into the Shire plane, like his armor suddenly looks much better because he's not wearing the stunt armor anymore. I love details like that when you can see them. Very cool stuff. So this is going to be in Japanese with English subtitles, with a bunch of pretty cool extras, including an all-new retrospective essay by our friend from the Tokusatsu community, Mike Dent. Very excited for that. So this is going to be coming to home video in September 2024. Guys, when is that? That's like right around the corner, isn't it?
Few months away.
Like 1 month
Well, as
away.
of recording, yeah.
As the kids say, let's
Well,
go!
There we go.
Okay, now I'm feeling awkward.
There we go.
goes
That's
Mike
the
Free.
peaking. That's the audio peaking I wanted.
So, folks, welcome to the Discotek Media online virtual panel industry extravaganza for Otakon 2024. This is a simul broadcast with a live panel that is happening even as we speak in exotic, mysterious Washington, D.C. But let's introduce ourselves so you know the voices that you're just anonymously hearing on the call. So let's go from left to right, starting with Justin.
Hey everyone, I'm Justin Savakis. I'm the supervising producer at Media OCD, and we do a whole bunch of the production work at Discotek.
Hello, I'm David. I am a producer and I am the Blu-ray author for Media OCD. I also handle stuff like color and sometimes film restoration stuff. And I'm glad to be here with all of you.
Hi, I'm Brady Hartle. I'm also a producer, product graphic designer. I work on a lot of the kitchen sink discs or special projects kind of stuff.
Mark Levy. I do the quality control, the social media, including the clues and stuff like that, the information threads, and the ETCs there because I just appear for other random stuff.
And I am sort of an associate producer. When certain extras need to be developed, such as guided commentary tracks, I might step in for that. And when we have a live event, like a convention panel or an online broadcast, I usually take point on that stuff, and that's my role here at Discotek. So let's get started by just saying our usual little spiel about Discotek Media next to the majestic stack of Chargeman Ken Blu-rays. So
So shiny.
Here at Discotek Media, we understand anime fan wants. Discotek Media is a boutique home video company based in Florida, the Sunshine State. We release the finest Japanese anime, live-action film, tokusatsu classics, and cult animation on Blu-ray, 4K UHD, and even sometimes on streaming. And that is all. That is our game. So let's start off by getting you even more excited with a clip from a Blu-ray that is also coming to you very soon, starring everyone's favorite madcap thief.
素敵これでわかったろ仮面伯爵とかいうふざけたやつより俺と組んだ方がハッピーになれるでしょそうね私が間違ってたわなあ藤子そんな石っこらほっといてよ俺といいことしようぜもうルパンったらよし待ってあらようやくその気になってくれたのねそれじゃあ遠慮なくいただきます空気読んでくれよアドッツァン
Had to include that because Lupin diving out of his clothes at Fujiko is kind of the classic moment in Lupin the Third. But that clip is from Lupin the Third Italian game, which we are going to be releasing on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray, it's the very last special. We've done it. I can officially retire. It's all over. No more Lupin the Third. Of course, that's not true.
And
but, you know.
I'm not the expert on this series and this movie. So was that a part of the new animation that was created for this special? Because I know this is a mix of stuff from the TV show and new stuff.
Yes. So this is 3 episodes of Lupin the Third Part 4 combined into a movie special. One of the episodes was one of the Blu-ray exclusive episodes. So this was how it actually kind of premiered, I believe. And it's all put together into a movie with like 35 minutes of animation to make a complete story out of all of it. It's actually really cool. First time in English, first time on Blu-ray. You know, it's got our normal Lupin the Third. It's got liner notes. It's got they're not actually to be DVD. This is actually completed and done and out the door. We've got liner notes. There's a creditless opening for this. It's a fun time. It's a very cool special. It's got that Ono music. All the opening is Mal Lando did the opening to this. It's really crazy too.
I love the intro. It is one of the longest Lupin intros, though.
Yeah, we were talking about showing it, but it's like 2.5 minutes long, or even longer. It's like maybe 3 minutes almost. So like we couldn't really show it. But yeah, it's a fun special.
It's got to be one of the most stylish openings in the franchise, I'd say.
Oh yeah, like all the little bits in the opening. Like I'm like, I want to see that episode. Like there's all these cool little adventures that you've never seen before. And it's like, oh, I want to see that. You know, the packaging for the specials is as normal with your little mini poster.
I like seeing all the little details you throw in, Brady, just like the date of release, 2016, right there on the spine. You have to look around to spot the little Lupin the Third gold brick. That's very cool. But yeah, yep. On the inside,
all of them,
is the poster.
In the poster, yeah. Somehow we've made them all consistent. So if you collected all these specials over the last 10 years that I've been working on, they're all consistent and have the stuff on the spine and everything. So it's pretty fun. It's kind of weirdly gratifying to finally finish all these and have them all out there for you. So
oh yeah, they must look gorgeous on the shelf.
Well, we've seen pictures of people's shelves.
People will send us their collections, when we prompt them, and there are people that got every single one of them. But I think there's an important point of clarification we can make. Yeah, as Brady was saying, we did it. We can officially say that we're kind of caught up on Lupin the Third. Now we can add a couple of caveats. A few of installments that we have released are currently out of print. We're working on bringing them back to you, but they're not available at the moment. A few of them haven't made the hop to Blu-ray. I don't know if that's haven't made the hop yet, or there just aren't HD materials. But there's that little hurdle, and a few pieces of the Lupin franchise have gone to our friends at other publishers. That happens. Now, you may ask yourself, well, does that mean that there's no more Lupin the Third news ever? We're all caught up? No, actually. We got a pretty big news item coming up, right, guys?
Yeah, but not at this.
Big news coming up, yeah, but coming up next time, that is. Stay tuned.
Yeah, see, I'm not retired from Lupin. Sorry, I still have some more stuff to do.
Yep.
Never.
We wish we could have talked about it at this one, but the timing just didn't work out.
We have enough to announce.
Yeah, we have enough to announce, and hey, just make a bigger deal of it next time.
To quote Lupin himself, let's dial the clock back even farther to one of the big classics from the 70s. Let's check this out. Oh, wow. You guessed it. Captain Harlock, Space Pirate, is coming to Blu-ray.
Oh, boy. What can we talk about with this one?
I mean, as far as the production of the disc went, it was pretty, nothing too special. I think initially we were going to do an SD Blu-ray, but then the HD version came out in Japan, and we switched to do an HD one as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah,
and,
this is the same.
It's a nice new transfer.
Yeah, it's the same one as Japan got.
The old DVD masters were pretty ratty, right? Like they were not really releasable as anything but SD.
Yeah,
like, there was no way we could have upscaled them. These these are one of those that, like, I can't tell if it's a really good upscale that's been clean or a new transfer that's been cleaned a little bit. It's one of those where 16 millimeter is a little blurry to begin with, and then you add the degrain, and it might be an upscale, it might not be. It's hard to tell.
I mean, from my point of view, it speaks well of the transfer that we decided to go with a Blu-ray instead of SD-BD. That means the materials are in good shape.
I would say it definitely looks better, right? Like it looks better than the old DVDs at the very
it's
by a lot.
It's very watchable.
I'd say it's a bit nicer than the 999 Blu-ray upscale. A bit nicer than that is about how I'd put it.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate.
Now let's take a peep at the gorgeous cover art.
Here is the Harlock cover, which I couldn't find a good pull quote, so I pulled a quote from the man himself.
Yep.
I had to
even quoted him.
Yeah, I quoted him. I had to actually tell them where that was from too. So they're like, "Did he really say this?" And we're like, "Yes, like right here. Look how."
It's correctly attributed. Captain Harlock said that in his review of Space Pirate Captain Harlock.
But yeah, this is fun. And if you guys are familiar with the Galaxy Express 3.9, this is in the same vein as that, so it'll fit right along with the Galaxy Express.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at the discs. But yeah, you instructed me to throw in, Brady, the fact that if you put this on your shelf next to 3.9, it's going to have a pleasing effect, which I think was pretty surprising considering their color schemes aren't really the same, right?
Yeah, it's sort of opposite, and it's I think that the black suits Captain Harlock a lot more than doing it in the clean white of Galaxy Express. But yeah, so if you have the Galaxy Express, we tried to make it so it fits around yourself with Galaxy Express.
Until I saw this earlier, I didn't realize you had done this, Brady.
Oh yeah, this was my whole goal the whole time was to try and make it fit with these.
Yeah,
so
and it's great, man. It almost looks like the inverse, and I love the fact that you have the ship wheel where the numbers should be. All the bands line up. I mean, we all have stuff in our video collection where you have multiple volumes of the same series where like the bands and the livery on the side don't match.
It's Brady's attention to detail when he does covers is just out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
I think too much about this. I sweat this stuff too much, but it's like because it's because of that exact thing though, Mike. It's like we all have those like that monk moment, right, where one doesn't fit, right?
Yep.
And I try and think about what I would want as a fan. So there you go.
Exactly. I was going to say too, we are all fans of this stuff and we all get annoyed at the same stuff that other people do. So we're pretty aware, how to address those things for our releases.
All right. So this is coming out in September. So that should be coming right around the corner pretty soon. I wanted to throw in a quick shout out to another thing that is coming around in September. This is something that we talked about in our previous stream in January. So this is kind of a re-announcement, but we are doing a cool little special fan disc for the Reborn series. Reborn, a very popular shonen anime from the 2000s. Long running too, a couple of hundred episodes. And there were folks who were interested in dubbing it. Obviously, that was going to be too big of a project, but we were able, through a special agreement with the licensor, to dub a few episodes of it just as a sample, and also get an orphan OVA, a one-episode OVA that was not part of the original package and wouldn't really have been worth licensing on its own. We got that included, and our friends at Kocha Sound dubbed that too. So look out for it. We do want to emphasize this does not mean we're dubbing the rest. We're not made of money, but this is something really. It's like a peek into an alternate world where there was a Reborn dub, and you can kind of get a sense of what it was like. So this hopefully will not be the last special fan disc. We have a couple of other ideas for them, but this is the first, and it's just about ready to come out of the oven. It's going to be coming to home video in September of 2024. So
this?
Yes.
Was this upscaled, guys? I wasn't right. I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It looks quite nice, though. I will say.
This was definitely made in SD, so it's it's an upscale, but it's a nice upscale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But among fans of a certain age, this is a perennial favorite, and I think it's really cool that we're able to do this interesting little project about Reborn. So check it out. Now, moving on, we've got another thing to announce, and we're not going to have an exciting video for this one because YouTube flags certain videos. We tested them all out. So this one, we are upgrading, making the jump from an older DVD release to Blu-ray of Dallos. The original OVA series is going to be coming your way on Blu-ray. Now, gents, do you have any insight on this one?
It just looks good, honestly.
Yeah, this is a brand new transfer. This came out in Japan a couple years ago, and we can finally release it now with the English subtitles, and it is drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah,
I do recall that there was a dub for this, right, Mike? But unfortunately, we're not allowed to include it on this one.
No.
Yeah, the true believers in archiving every scrap will be doing the dance of rage because our partner in Japan said, no, you may not have permission to put that on there. However, one other interesting thing that we wanted to point out is that there are also a couple of extras from the old DVD release that were not approved for this. They didn't make the jump. So if you're going to be double dipping on this one, make sure you hang on to that DVD because that's going to be sort of a collector's item. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, Dallos is Mamoru Oshii's kind of story of lunar rebellion. My big thing is his signature of cascading bullet shells. Full effect here. Uses it over and over again, and it always looks super cool. And this too is coming. Yep, go ahead.
First OVA series that was not porn.
Yeah. And it's coming to home video from us in September 2024. So it is right around the corner. We should be seeing solicitations for it very soon. So let's go.
Pick it up. Please pick it up and join the Dallos Buyers Club.
The Dallos Buyers. Oh, you know. All right, I'll stop now.
I'm too young to understand that.
Yeah. I was going to say that's far too old of a joke anyway. But that is one upgrade to a classic previously released. And let's look at a clip from another upgrade to a classic that we previously released. Oh, that beautiful closing frame. So painterly. And that's Giant Gorg.
Oh, it's all beautiful. It looks so cool.
Super cool.
It is such a cool show.
And
I had watched it a long time ago. I forgot just how like classic adventure-y it was and how well that works.
And it's a great adventure story and a beautiful new HD remaster, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I think this came out in Japan pretty recently.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, you know, the original studio, of course, Sunrise, they used to do this. I don't know if they still do it, but they would do this insidious thing where they would release details of a show that was only available on DVD and hadn't been remastered, and they'd put stuff online, publicity materials, where what they were showing you was very clearly high definition frames from the animation. So it's like, oh, you teases. When are we getting our hands on that? Well, soon, as it turns out. But yeah, Gorg is such a cool story, interesting characters, cool robot.
Wow, I'm always surprised that this one never came out here, like have an English dub or anything. Like,
yeah,
I was surprised. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
they didn't have a DVD, but subtitled only.
Yeah, and
yes, it did.
Yeah, it's been floating around for a little while, courtesy of us. But this is a major visual upgrade, and this is one of the great mecha anime of the '80s. So please check it out and enjoy when it comes out later this year. And I just wanted to. There's a few of these throughout the panel that I wanted to put in there as part of my marketing Android training. This is what is described as a call to action. We have
CTA.
Yeah, exactly.
CTA, as we call it in the business.
CTA, yeah. We release a lot of mecha and super robot anime here at Discotek. Several titles a year, sometimes 5 or 10 on Blu-ray and standard def on Blu-ray, going all the way back to the 70s and beyond. And I just want to point out that these titles don't always sell super fast for us. They aren't always the biggest hits. But we really believe in them, which is why we release so many of them and why we continue to experiment with them. And all I want to say is, if you love these shows or if you're curious about these shows, don't wait. When you see them come out from us, as soon as you can, get out there and get a copy and add it to your library, because this is some of the best stuff, and we're really excited to bring it to you. And as it happens, we're going to announce the Blu-ray release of a classic super robot anime next.
You know an 80s anime is good when it has not only one, but two scenes of a grid of squares floating off into space with people standing on it.
That's right, a glowing space
More
grid.
Trapper Keeper.
Yes. But yeah, that is Space Musketeer Bismarck. And any of you guys work on this or have any exciting things to relate about it?
First, I did not realize how nice of a remaster was going to be when I started on it. I was kind of expecting, like a lot of mech shows get kind of scuzzy upscales, and like this is one of the more spectacular remasters I've actually seen for a TV show.
I probably didn't help that you had worked on the English adaptation of this one, Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs, earlier.
Saber Rider had some video issues, but this is even standalone on its own. Just the colors are bold. Everything's remastered really nicely.
Mhm.
And I wasn't expecting it to be so good, even standalone, because you kind of think like, well, it got adapted in the 80s. I know what the adaptation is. It's like, just, it works really well, even on it, just on its own for what it originally was. It just works well. It looks good. Was really happy with how everything came out.
Yeah, I can't really stress enough how good this one looks.
There's no way to remaster Saber Rider because there's 4 episodes that are unique to each version.
Oh, that's right.
So, like, there was no way we could have recut Saber Rider because there'd just be whole episodes that were still in SCSI standard def.
Still in bad shape, yeah. I do kind of miss that era in American animation production where they're like, we would import a show from Japan, it would do pretty well, and then would just be like, hey, let's call up the sub studio in South Korea and like, hey, make us a few more.
I will say the most interesting thing work on though, there were things where I was sure they inserted them for Saber Rider that actually are part of Bismarck.
Yeah, but this is a quartet of adventurers in their big cowboy robot against the diabolical Deathcula, which, you know, we can all see as a combo of Death and Dracula. It's quite fearsome.
Every time I read that, my brain like jumps trying to read it.
Yeah, Mark, can you tell us about the quartet of heroes? I love how stereotypical they are.
So we get our racer character who is brash, young, just generically the racer character.
And also he's Japanese. He's the main. He's
Japanese.
He's the nominal main character, and he's in red, right? So that means he's a leader.
Yes. Then we get the serious British. You know, he's on his robot horse. He has a foil, and that's who became Saber Rider in the dub.
Yep.
Then we get the flying a jet, cocky American character, and then we get the. She's framed originally as the girl, then they give her more stuff to do as it goes on. She gets her own suit.
Yep. And she comes into her own.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's named after the Louvre. She's a blonde French girl.
Yes.
Yeah, but
the robot doesn't talk in this one, which at first I was like, oh, that's weird. I'm like, wait, why would he? He doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah, they threw that in as a bonus in Saber Rider, and there's my CTA for Saber Rider. We did release the English version on standard def on Blu-ray, so if you are a completionist, you can have both. You can have both. You can have your cake and you can eat it too. All right, so let's go over. Let's jump the fence to live action for just a few minutes for our Tokusatsu label, Tok Time, because we've got some important stuff to go over.
I do want to say, we've always said that, you know, in past announcements that, you know, maybe this time there's not that much stuff to look forward to, but it's coming, and I think we're finally ready to show off quite a lot of awesome stuff.
Yes, this is the one where Toku fans want to hang around the whole time.
Yeah, don't go anywhere if you're watching the stream is what we're saying, because we've already got Shaider. And before we do an announcement, I'm going to do another one of the obnoxious CTAs here.
We've backed up the Toku dump truck. Today
we've got several fine Tokusatsu releases that are already available on Blu-ray, and these are all beautifully remastered in high definition. Kamen Rider Black and Black RX, Charivan and Gavan from the Metal Hero series, and Cutie Honey the Live, which is an excellent Tokusatsu series. Our most recent Tokusatsu release is Mobile Cop Jiban, which that's one where we don't have the films to remaster, so we've released that as a standard def on Blu-ray, but it is still a very, very cool, good-looking series full of awesome special effects.
Even in standard definition, G-Bond looks really, really good, and I believe that it's been shipping for people, so they'll, as of recording anyway, so they'll finally be able to see it for themselves.
That's great news. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's give you what you've been waiting for, Tokusatsu fans. Another new announcement coming from Discotek. Oh my god, what did we just see?
We saw a Tenacious Bastard, that's what.
We saw Kamen Rider V3, and that's coming to Blu-ray. So how about that, guys?
I think this is the direct sequel to the first show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's the second series in the Kamen Rider franchise. A lot of people were asking where those, when those older Showa Kamen Rider series were going to come out in the States, and we're finally bringing one to you.
And this once again is going to be loaded with goodies, interviews, reunions, liner notes.
There was a lot to go through there while doing the disc.
Yeah, I think at least 2 discs have quite a few extras on them. I think the notes were also written by our friend Mike Dent, and in addition to that, he was the one that edited that trailer you saw at the beginning of this little segment, and that is also included on the disc as an extra.
Oh, I knew that was his work right away, and he did a good job again. All right, so that is going to be coming later this year. So if you have an appetite for Tokusatsu, there you go. Another one of the classics coming your way. And don't fret, because there's more. But presently, you should be able to get the first season of the wonderful comedy series Chie the Brat. And we will soon be releasing the second TV series. Now, Mark, is this another one that you've gone through? Or did you watch? Okay.
I go through them all.
All right.
I'd say this is, for lack of a better phrase, it's more Chie.
Mm-hmm. But this was not directed by Takahata from Studio Ghibli. They got a new guy at this point. But it's more adventures of the unluckiest little girl in Japan. So this is a second series, 39 episodes of standard def on Blu-ray, in Japanese with English subtitles, and a few extras. And that is going to be coming to home video later in the year. So
I think this is another one that I don't think it was ever really available subtitled in any form before this.
Yeah.
No, it was not.
All right. Well, I think it's time for another upgrade, another bump to something that has been out on home video before, but we're bringing it back for a modern format. So let's check out a clip.
ばして信じ失うさ手を伸ばして地平線に届くように限界まで振り切ってくれ Crash into the rolling burning flash I'm the coolest driver's high 最高のフィナーレを yeah
Now that's an opening that is both stylish and fills me with nostalgia.
My God, I'm having flashbacks.
Same here.
But GTO is coming back, and it's coming back on Blu-ray in standard def. But still, if this is something that you missed or you don't have anymore, you can pick it up again.
It's definitely an upgrade over our old DVDs for sure. The subtitles have been very, very cleaned up and made a lot better than they were. And our DVDs also didn't come with any extras. And I believe that we were able to track down a few here and there.
Yeah.
So we've included those. The English dub is included too. I remember syncing it was really annoying, but you know it should be good now. Like Mike just said, it is in standard definition. This show was made at the kind of the time where everybody was experimenting. So you know the opening you just saw was all digital. The show itself was shot on cells, but there's a lot of like CG and stuff too. So this is one that really can't be restored in high definition. So
Yeah, I remember watching it, going through it, and going, "Oh, they're never going to be able to remaster this." Cells, digital. There's times when they composite both together. And just
Now, at least we went back to the original Japanese masters for this, which the previous Tokyo Pop version had a bunch of title work done in English, and you know the things covering up Japanese text. We at least restored it to the old masters, which is a slight quality bump, just not all that noticeable in HD.
Yeah, I believe it's the our old release used the same Tokyo Pop Masters as well, so it had all those signs replacements. So this goes back to the original Japanese, which is, hey, you know, at least it's an upgrade. It's as good as it's going to look.
Pretty much, yeah. This is the copy for the archives for sure. All right, and this is coming to video pretty soon now, just in September. So let's do a quick word about Digimon. We could call this another CTA, another call to action to point out our wonderful remasters of the original series that we've been doing. Now, this is right in your wheelhouse, right, Mark?
Yes. Season 1 and Adventure both out. The Season 2 dub came out a couple months ago, and so far people seem happy with it. And we have some other stuff coming up to talk about.
Very importantly, we do want to reiterate, because it was a year ago now that we did the sneak preview screening of our new dub, our uncut dub of the Digimon movies, and those aren't out yet. So what's happening, guys? Can you give us an update?
Still just approvals, like Brady said in January, I believe it was.
Yeah, it's in approvals. It's very close. These movies.
I kind of hoped it might make it by today, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately not. But it's really close. We should be on the final version. There is just because these movies have the prior English version. We did 3 new dubs. There's 3 different movies here. There's a bunch of extras. Like there's a bunch of things a lot of moving parts on this that need a lot of approvals. So this one's taken a little longer than we'd hoped, but at the same time, it just means it'll be all the better when it comes out, right? So
yes.
Look forward to news about this hopefully soon.
And next is something that I think if you had the eagle eye, you might have noticed in our sizzle trailer, but let's show you the whole opening.
けにはいかない燃え上がれ鼓動は胸を焦がしてる忘れられた明日取り戻しに行くんだ熱いバトルを起こせ
Mark, tell us, what did we just look at?
The opening to Digimon Adventure 02, the original Japanese version.
I can't believe how good that looks, man. That's just amazing.
I'm so ecstatic how good it looks because it was the first TV show I imported the DVDs from Japan, and it did not look that nice.
There's a few shows there where they've been trying AI.
Yeah.
I think we do definitely have a head start.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing it for quite a while longer too, and I believe that they've asked for these back, right? Like we've been giving these to them. Yeah.
Yes.
That's...
02 has never looked this good, and I'm personally very happy to see it like this.
Mm-hmm. And there's been some new translation work done, right?
Yes. Onke did new translations of everything. I went over it all. It just perfect to watch, honestly. I'm just ecstatic.
For context, if anyone's not aware, Mark is probably the biggest Digimon fan on the planet. So
yeah. You could make the argument biggest fan in the English speaking world, if not the whole planet.
Sure.
So we got the right people working on this thing, I think. He stays humble, but we lift him up. Sure.
I appreciate it.
And
good extras.
Yeah.
Good extras for this. Clean openings, endings. We have the end cards that they displayed at the end of episodes when they originally broadcast, and a bunch of art. Most of this is the same from the dub set, but there were a few things that weren't approved at the time that since then they had approved to add to the gallery.
Yeah, so it's quite a lot like our release of the first adventure. If you already have that you know what to expect. As far as the presentation and the extras go, we made it. We tried to make it match as best we could. Right, and this did. It took a while for us to be able to get this one out the door as well due to approvals, but it made it in time. So glad to see that we might not have the movies ready to talk about, but we can get this one out there.
This leads right into the movie, so there you go, right?
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
The movie's coming next is apropos, and we've got the very cool cover. I believe the inside cover is the here we go, the inside art of Daisuke or Davis, whichever you want to. That's original. We tried to get new art for this because all prior releases were just like sete artwork essentially. So we got this cool art of Davis to complement the Thai artwork from the first series. So there you go.
Oh, that's awesome. Was this provided to us from our friends in Japan, or was this something?
Okay. They redrew it. They fixed it up based on reference photos of my old DVD after showing them that this was definitely their art. They had done it on a DVD in the past, and they went, "Oh, we have to redo that. It's not. We don't have it looking nice enough."
I see.
But they redrew it in modern, a little more modern technology. But it was used on a DVD before this.
And then the disc labels match and contrast with the ones from the dub set.
Yeah, these are the we've got Ken and I just don't want to say TK. Takaru and Hikari, yeah. And then we have the old school Digidestined, or the Chosen Children on the fourth disc.
Yeah.
So cool. So I don't think that one has a firm date. I don't think that's part of the next batch right around the corner, but that is coming our way soon.
Yeah, very soon. It's approved. It's done. It's in the can. It's just a matter of being scheduled.
Just to reference, give a point of reference. I gave in the final versions of these discs just a week or two ago, so still needs a little bit more time.
Well, it's time for another call to action, guys. We've reiterated this last time, but just so you know, real quick, we have one of those email newsletters, and we've been working hard on it. We've really been trying to develop. We've got thousands of subscribers now. It's the best way to stay up to date on our releases because you get all the information at once. Of course, you can follow us on social media, but this brings it straight to your inbox. So if you go to our embarrassingly low-tech website at discotekmedia.com, you can sign up and join our email list, and you should do it.
胸に宿る熱き彗星は始まりの頃へ震える指握りしめて静かに願いを込めた薄くなって逃げられない過去から飛び出したいよたとえ消えそうなわずかな光だって追いかけたいあの星のように全て受け入れそうどこまでも高く銀河を舞う天使のささやき確かな記憶をたどってこれからきっと生まれてく真実への扉どんな冷たい暗闇に縛られていても僕は知りたいから決して止まらない
All right, there it is. More two-fisted tales of magical girls are coming your way. Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha Strikers is coming to Blu-ray soon from us. And this is exciting because this is the first of the original TV series that was not previously released in English. This is something that is brand new to home video in this neck of the woods. So pretty cool stuff.
Yep, that's right. The subtitles that we got were from the licensor, but we made sure to have a translator look over them to make sure they were good, and they should match with the previous releases that we've done, all the terms and stuff, because there's a lot of that, a lot of lore with Nanoha. So made sure to make everything match as best we could, and so yeah, this I know a lot of people were asking for this one especially since it never come out in English before. So yeah, glad to see this one coming out as well.
I think this the song in this next clip we're going to see, this is part of that whole Denpa thing, the Akiba pop from the previous decade. So let's groove.
「ラブ
dear, oh dear. Well, they can't all be masterpieces, right, guys?
You're mean to them, Mike, because you set it up. You set it up as if it was gonna be like something musical.
That was musical. That was a catchy song. And,
I could have sworn that I heard that song blaring from some shop in Akihabara.
Yeah,
at one point.
right.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I mean,
If you
look at
turned
the show
around,
we're talking about.
if you turned around, it's a question of what you would have seen.
Yeah,
My only
right.
takeaway was their hand clasp, like straight out of like X-Men versus Street Fighter. That's all. That's all.
Oh, there
That's all I
you
can take away from
yeah,
the show.
yeah. That's Cyclops and you right there for sure. But hey, you know, this is one of those harem shows where it's like, well, they all live together, but they're not technically related, so it's okay. And we released the OVAs, very spicy. I think these are slightly less spicy, but still spicy nonetheless.
I honestly question if there's a difference.
Yeah. Anything you have
Yeah,
to describe as
You've seen it all,
uncensored.
you would know. You've seen it all, you would know.
I mean, you would assume like with this being aired on TV, they had to like,
Well,
you know,
well, that's where like the extras come into it. Where, as I recall, I think when I was sent to this, it was like there's a second version of episode 9, but we don't know if there's an actual difference. So you know, keep an eye on it. Like,
I think on the Japanese Blu-ray, it's like episode 9, like a duck version. I think there's
Yeah.
more sense, like, you know, they
No,
put like ducks to censor things or whatever.
it is functionally they just put like plush ducks and teddy bears in front of random scenes for that episode in the
Yeah.
extra home video version. It is exactly the same, except every once in a while there'll just be a teddy bear sitting there or a duck.
Of
That's
course.
awesome that that's on there, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, for this, there's a lot of stuff. Pretty much every version of the ending is their credit list.
I'm glad you're using the
Yeah.
term credit list, David, because I think calling these clean is maybe not the right word to use for a show like this.
Yeah,
I kid. I know there are a lot of fans of this stuff out there. We've released plenty of harem anime, and this is service for you, so we hope you're looking forward
Yeah.
to it.
by the way, this
Good
is an
stuff.
all new translation, all new subtitles. So that's cool too.
Alrighty. So this is coming to home video in September. It's part of what's coming next and coming soon. Now here is another thing that we can't show on YouTube or the bots will get us, and this is a license rescue from another publisher based on the hit video game series Professor Layton. That gadfly in the top hat who solves puzzles with his friends is in his new adventure with Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva, and we are releasing that on Blu-ray for the very first time.
I remember this came out on DVD in North America. Is that correct?
Yeah, it
Yes,
came
it
out
did.
from Viz.
There was a
many
Blu-ray
years
in
ago.
the
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah, there was a
That
Blu-ray
was
in
a
the
Blu-ray.
UK. That is all now also long out of print. So this is if you're a Professor Layton fan who missed the boat on getting this the first time around, well, you're going to be able to get a really nice edition now because this has the original Japanese with subtitles, and it also has the English version, which does feature the cast of the games. So there's some nice continuity there.
A rare case of a British dub being recorded in Britain and all that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This and what was it? The Great Ace Attorney, both British casts.
Yeah. But really cool stuff. Glad to be bringing it to you, and this one is coming soon, near in the future. So let's keep on going. Now we are coming to the end of our main program, so I'm just going to do a real quick recap if you came in late.
We announced Space Sheriff Shaider. We announced Lupin III, Italian Game, Captain Harlock, Space Pirate, Dallos, Giant Gorg, Space Musketeer Bismark, Kamen Rider V3, Chie the Brat, second TV series, GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, Digimon Adventure 02, Magical Girl, Lyrical Nanoha Strikers, Kiss X Sis, and Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva.
And just before we start to wrap things up, I do also want, we need to highlight our wins, right? This came out back in March, Berserk, and it has been burning up the sales charts. It seems like it takes over the Amazon chart every couple of weeks when they get some new stock in. So if you haven't gotten it yet, please check it out. You may have noticed recently that we're no longer doing strictly monthly releases. Well, we have a solicitation window every couple of months.
Yes, and when you think about just the sheer size of the Discotek catalog at this point, and we haven't added any staff.
I think we have about 450 titles in print right now.
Yeah, and imagine just juggling all of that, all the approvals and all the inventory and all the fulfillments, like it's a lot. So this is just kind of to streamline things, to make things run a little better behind the scenes, because a little bit unsustainable what we were doing.
Our latest releases that came out just last month in July are listed here. You may remember a bunch of these from our last broadcast. So that's very cool. And now our upcoming releases. If you've seen a lot of our panels, you know how this works. These are the goodies that are scheduled to arrive in September, and yes, we spent the panel talking them up. So lots of cool stuff coming: Harlock, Space Pirate, Dallos, GTO, and a special mystery title. But we're all out of time, and I guess we're just not going to be able to talk about it. And we're going to fake you out and then show you the clip anyway, just like we always do, right, guys?
Yes.
Well, you said it.
Maybe.
Sure.
Possibly. You got me confused now. I don't know, Mike.
Why not?
You've given me permission. Let's look at the trailer.
What's your name?
Sawa?
Is that your real name?
Of course.
So what's Sakai's relationship to you, Sawa?
He's kind of like...
What a trailer! Wow.
Yep. That was by Caleb, I believe. And
we based it on the old Media Blasters trailer, but he definitely amped it up a few notches.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So obviously, Kite, that's been out on video for a while. So tell us about why this version is going to be better.
Oh boy. Well, we did a lot to this one.
Well, yeah. Did we or did other people who aren't us do it?
Well,
No,
okay, so we started.
us.
Media Blasters did a new HD remaster of the whole film ages ago, and it was pretty good. It looked great, but there were a couple problems with it. The first was they were missing about 4 or 5 minutes of footage from the second half. And it unfortunately they didn't have access to the technology that we do, so it just kind of laid there in its old original format and didn't look very good. So it was just kind of this giant roadblock. You'd be watching and be really into it, and then there'd just be a cut that looked like it came off of VHS, and then it'd go back to HD. So luckily we have Astro Res, so we were able to fix that. We were able to color correct it and make it match the surrounding footage better. Some of it, they're definitely missing film elements. Others, I'm pretty sure there were a few shots that I'm pretty sure were just natively animated digitally.
And the black levels were really wonky in all of it too, which is one of the big things that helped make it match.
Yeah, we fixed a lot of that. Also, there were some framing errors in the remaster. Like there were some, ragged cell paint edges that we had to, crop and zoom in a little bit. So we fixed those. And also, the text, which was done digitally in the original Japanese, Brady very, very precisely font matched the original. And so those were all perfectly re-rendered in HD.
Oh yeah, we redid. Me and Elaine, we redid all the titles, the animated titles, all of it, and then I could not find like the exact fonts, so I literally redid the vectors, like matched it. So it was a process, but it's probably the best it's ever looked. I think. Like Justin went crazy doing these different cuts, and
well, yeah, we should talk about that. So there were, from what I could find, at least 5 different versions of Kite. 2 of them were a little bit superfluous, like it was literally just like a little bit of this version, a little bit of that version, and it was just kind of meet in the middle. But we managed to break it down to 3 very distinct versions. There is the Media Blasters general release version that most fans know and love, and inspired the horrendous live action film, and giant blockbuster hit. Then there was the NC-17 version that was originally released in Japan in 2 parts. And then there is an international version, which has never been released in the States before, that's based on the Media Blasters general release version, but has a couple alternate shots, a couple places where the editing's tightened up a little bit, and those unique shots have never been seen in the US before. So all three versions in both the original Japanese stereo and 5.1 and English stereo and 5.1 are all on this disc.
Wow.
This disc was a doozy, man. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, just on the sheer scale of it, I mean, it could be considered a kitchen sink disc, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Well, also it was so the different versions are so confusing. We had to make a little documentary about the differences, but then we realized, one of these, to show the differences, we'd have to show some adult scenes, so we had to have a censored version of it and a non-censored version of it.
Yeah,
that's one thing to point out too, is that when you load this disc in, if the super uncensored version is not your thing, there's a selection where it will just be you can make it so the menus do not have that at all on there. Period.
Yeah, like an adult website, it asks if everyone in the room is 18 and wants to watch it, and if you hit no, you'll only be able to see the R-rated cuts.
Oh, that's very thoughtful, actually.
Yeah, it was quite a lot to keep track of, especially for Mark, who had to make sure that every single asset pointed.
I made charts.
Yeah, you really had to have a chart because it's.
I made charts and I made lists for if we ever have a release like this again, how to streamline it for everyone.
It was particularly difficult because despite the three versions having differences, it's often quite difficult to tell them apart at first glance. So we'd have to go off the time codes and a bunch of stuff that Mark had to keep track doing that way. Yeah.
There were a number of versions where like this shot should have been here, but it wasn't here, and so there's no 5.1 up mix for it. So yeah, it got messy. But it's over. It done.
I don't think there needs to be another release of this ever again.
That's
definitely
why we call it integral version.
That's why it's called integral.
Yeah.
And the thing is there's been so many releases of this. I tried to make the cover different from all the other ones that have come on Blu-ray. Like, there's like 3 or 4 different editions that they had put out of this with the same discs and stuff. So I tried to make it different. We used the Sawa on the bed picture, which hasn't been used since the DVDs, really. And we restored all this art. There's actually a really cool art gallery of all the key art for this show, newly sort of rescanned and restored. Which is also used for a lot of this as well. And the inside cover is this cool like red art with all the blood and stuff.
I forgot. Aren't the galleries different between how you load it also?
Yes, there are a couple of images that are too explicit.
A little racy,
yeah. So if you decide to go with the non-uncut in the menu, you will not be able to see those images. But if you do, then you can.
My favorite little bit of this back cover is the one with the case cover.
Yeah.
Smile.
I like that we also left in the text of the absolutely not for children, because I believe that is on every single release of this movie that has ever come out on home video.
Yeah, well, I had to
look.
That, like...
Let's be honest. The uncut version is hentai. That is just what it is. And this is not something that we're going to make a regular habit of. We have, at least one other project that is in the kill net is arguably an adult, but that we want to make sure that people know that we're not just turning into a hentai company here. We're going after specifically things that are of artistic importance, and Kite is extremely artistically important.
Yeah, that's very much so. I mean, it stands on its own even without all the extra stuff in there.
It is
I actually prefer the R-rated
classic. Yeah. Well, everyone loves the R. Everyone loves the R-rated version, man. It's a great action movie.
It's good in its own right. It's just kind of has that muddled kind of reputation because of what it was. They added that stuff in for financial reasons, right? Like
the sponsor asked the director, "Hey, can you spice it up?" And he said, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
All right, but that is going to be part of our September slate. So Kite integral version is right around the corner, and our live panel at Otakon has ended by now. In fact, I'm pretty sure it ended quite a while ago, even after
about 40 minutes ago.
I think more like 25, but we'll figure it out. We'll bridge the gap. So you may be asking yourself, okay, the panel's up. Is that all? Is that all there is? And our answer is no, not really. We're always looking to bring you more, guys. In fact, we're going to bring you more like right now. We have a whole another set of announcements that are just for the streaming panel. The live panel,
So
they get an hour.
Yeah, I think
So if you stuck around for this, you get rewarded. If you're not at Otakon, you get rewarded for hanging
if you're
out
not at
with us here.
Otakon, you get something special that the folks at Otakon. They're going to get lots of fun, but they're not going to get this, man. So hang on to your seats and let's have some fun.
闇に隠れて生きる俺たち妖怪人間なんだ人に姿を見せられる獣のようなこの体早く人間になりたい暗い定めを吹き飛ばせベンベラ妖怪人間
All right, that is definitely from the wait, what category? Humanoid Monster Bem.
It's got awesome designs, man. Like, you don't see character designs like that anymore.
Yeah.
For as old as the show is, the animation is shockingly good.
Oh man, a lot of these 60s shows have something special to them. And,
it helps that the actual presentation, the HD remaster that they got in Japan a while back, looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and it also helps.
Yeah, it looks solid.
This was directed by the late great Noboru Ishiguro. This was one of his early projects as a young director, and I think it shows. I'm excited for this because I love anything from the 60s.
So I wasn't sure what to expect from this because we did the Bella movie and the clips and that were like very actiony.
Yeah.
So when I watched this, I was very surprised what it was. The easiest way to explain it is this: what if in Scooby-Doo they had monsters doing the unmasking of the criminals?
Cool. Sounds good to me, man.
Yeah, seriously, I like me some.
Yeah.
I like me some spooky, not supernatural Scooby-Doo.
All right, so this one
this was definitely not on many people's bingo cards for this one.
No.
Not.
This is out of left field for sure, and very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think this next
Not
one,
every day you see this show from the 60s from us or anyone for that matter.
That was what I pointed out earlier, David. Just like it's from the 60s, so I'm into it because it's hard to get any anime from the 60s, let alone anime that looks this good. So let's all be excited. But talking about bingo cards, I think a few people did guess this next one because there's only so much anime out there with the letter X in it. Let's have a look. Powerful vocals, all in service of Groiser X.
I love the big old nap just at the end, so you know what to expect.
Yep. That's right. Groiser X from the mind of Go Nagai and also Studio Knack. the Charge Man Ken people. That's right, those guys. But this is another classic. This is like from Go Nagai's post Toei era, when he left and was kind of doing stuff with Knack and a couple of other publishers. This was 36 episodes in Japanese with English subtitles, and yeah, Mark, you were just like, I don't know if it's a warplane. Does it have weapons on board?
Yeah, because I was flashing back to months ago. I'm like, I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's a high-tech weapon. My thing is, like, that thing looks like a super robot version of like a C-7 military cargo plane. You know, that's what it looks like to me. That wingspan is unmistakable. But another brick in the wall of great old super robot shows. So if that's what you're into, don't miss it, and that's going to be coming your way soon. So pretty good stuff. Now we move on from the anime, because it's time. We didn't have a lot of time for this during the regular panel, but don't worry, we have plenty of new Japanese films that are coming your way from our label Nihon Nights. So let's get started. Wow. So tell me, fellas, this is way out of my wheelhouse. What is this movie?
Weird.
I don't know how to explain this movie.
It's sort of a not quite one room puzzle type thing. We have a bunch of characters in one room, some characters in another room watching them and commenting on what they're talking about and doing, and things just continually get weirder.
And obviously several incredibly cool-looking animated interludes, huh?
It's just the intro, I think.
That's just the intro. They're just teasing us.
Yeah.
That got me excited. Don't get me wrong, it still looks cool. But
it is very odd, but it plays it very well. It's very weird.
No, is this a movie?
It's a
or
realistic comedy.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Okay.
It's yeah. And tons of extras. Was there any restoration work that needed to be done on this, David?
No.
No, it was came straight from Japan. It's a newer movie, so
okay.
Yeah.
It's not really like a new scan or anything like that. It looks quite nice, HD master, and yeah,
the extras are actually rather nice.
Yeah, there are pretty awesome stuff there.
Decent interviews, decent making of, storyboards for. I'd say it's the entire movie, but it's a bit shorter, so I think it was an earlier script that it's based on, but storyboards for the entire movie with audio.
There's some alternate things here and there in the storyboard feature.
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff packed.
Yeah. Seems,
Yeah,
it seems
more
like
stuff than I
jam-packed.
would have thought they would have made for this, like extras wise.
All right, so that one is coming soon. And next, we're gonna watch a clip from another live action film. This is another license rescue, and this is one that fills me with nostalgia from way back in the day when it came out, like 2007. You know, way back in the day. Let's check out the trailer.
Almost 20 years ago.
ある戦乱の世、魔物に奪われし、体の四十八箇所を取り戻す旅をする者がいた。百鬼丸。そして、その左腕に仕込まれた刀を盗もうと旅を追う者。
天下の大泥棒、人呼んで取られたオイラのこったてめえの左の刀いただかなきゃなんねんで
ついてくるな。
その左手の刃で四十八の魔物を切り伏せよ。その度に奪われしその血肉はお前の身に取り戻されよ。
なぜ俺は魔物どもにこの体を。聞こえたか、俺の声。ドララってみろ、ドララドララなんで百鬼丸。俺の親殺したのは大悟影光の野郎よ。生き物が必死に生きようとして何がおかしいってんだよ、バカ野郎。
お前の敵、大悟影光は俺の親父だ。
てめえとはこれで別れだ。
切り殺せ。
俺はこれからもずっと男だ。
俺が首を落とす。恐ろしい嘘だったな。ドロロ。
True entertainment. Dororo is.
It is
thy
very
name.
entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, this is a movie I do remember really fondly because this is something that I don't think happens that often. It's Japan in full blockbuster mode, a really entertaining picture. And first time on DVD. Blu-ray. Yeah. So this is an adaptation of the classic story by Osamu Tezuka with some pretty well-known actors, and I believe this is the first time on Blu-ray in North America. This came out on Universal from Universal years ago, but only on DVD. So anything to add about this?
It's a nice new HD transfer. It looks gorgeous.
Really good movie, honestly. It was.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a stigma with with live action Japanese adaptations of anime, and this does not bear it at all. This is a great apart.
This would be the counter example of the time when it worked and everyone was aware it was working.
Mm-hmm. So we're bringing this one back to you, and here's another one from back in the day that we're bringing back to you.
T-shirts, voodoo, T-shirts, what?
地獄へおいでやす。
Geisha Wizard, Geisha Alley, Geisha Church, Geisha Dororo.
どうせ妹ができるならもっと別の子がよかったな。一番最悪のタイプ。
君にはね、自分でも気がついていない様々な素質があるんだ。
私を改造してください。そんな格好をしてて姉さんに勝ちたいんです。
ロープ君が僕のエテだってを見て歌っていつかのシェストのメロディー絡まって揺らめいて水の中で僕ら胸いっぱい吸い込んだ最後の光の雫を
エスコンビクター、ハローシャイ、鈴木松尾、つなげなく、この映画、ギルグルデートに使います。
Man, could you imagine going on a date to see RoboGeisha?
I don't
Only
think
if it
there
could
would
go
be a
either
second
way.
one.
Yeah,
Would you?
seriously. If you're trying to end your relationship, maybe.
I like that the
Yeah.
trailer warns you of that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's absolutely unhinged. It reminds me of like a Japanese trauma movie almost.
That is actually a really good comparison.
Yeah, and I think Funimation had previously released this, so we're keeping it in print for you. And
They also dubbed it.
Yeah, which is surprising.
Was this on Blu-ray before or no?
I think it was.
I think just DVD.
Yeah, well, in any
Regardless,
case,
it's on Blu-ray now.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Upgrade.
It's back, and it's going to be coming your way pretty soon. But guys, we still have many more announcements to go. So here's another one. I think this is one that we released on DVD like before any of us worked at Discotek, like in the late 2000s. But we're bringing it to Blu-ray now. So let's check it out. Let's check out the clip. Well. That is Electric Dragon, 80,000 volts. So who worked on this one?
I did.
Me and Mark did.
Okay.
Yeah. It is a very different movie, different on purpose. A few very well-known actors in it, and a cartoonish amount of extras, like shockingly high.
Yeah, I think this is one what we could call a kitchen sink disc, right?
Yeah.
Everything you could imagine.
There's a lot. You know, the thing that obviously strikes out the most is the fact that it's all black and white cinematography throughout the entire film. I don't know if they go into that or not during the interviews, but
They do during some of it about that, making that specific choice.
It looks super cool. I've never seen it before, so it looks awesome.
Yeah, I like I said, I am not 100% sure, but I'm about 90% sure that Discotek released this on DVD a while ago.
Yes, I do think that was the case. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I saw it at that time. It struck me as like a Jim Jarmusch tokusatsu movie. It was just like, hey, let's take something like Stranger Than Paradise or Dead Man and fill it with optical special effects. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty great. I definitely can be picking this one up as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, and stars Tadanobu Asano, who Shogun, the most recent Mortal Kombat movie.
He's in everything.
Yeah.
And so that's Electric Dragon 80,000 volts. It's coming in 2024 later this year. And this next thing, this was going to be a real problem for us because there's 3 movies in this set, and you told me that you didn't think there was a single clip I could use that would be safe for work. And I said, well, that's fine. I'll cover the naughty bits myself. So let's see what I managed to do.
Michael's like, bet.
Yep.
Hold my beer.
Yep.
授業中にくだらん歌を歌ってやつは
結構仮面参上。
なんだお前。
Hey, I did my best.
Return of the Chun-Li censor.
Yes.
Well, without context, it's really strange. But the censor used.
Wait, did
was...
you say without context? It's really strange.
Oh, I'm sorry. With context, it's really strange. But just for the context, the censor used was the antagonist of these films, Satan's toenail.
Yes. Yeah, there's a great shot of him early in the film, and I think, yeah, I'm going to use him to cover up the naughty bits. That's going to be poetic. But this is a trilogy of Kekko Kamen movies that were shot on video. Honestly, they look better than I thought they would, which is not to say they look good, but I think you coined this, Justin. It's like, do you like naked ladies? Because here's a whole lot of them.
Yep. We did clean up the video a little bit, but there wasn't a whole lot we could do with it.
Yeah, funny thing though is that the first two were shot on video, but the third one was actually shot on film.
Okay, I did not know that.
And then edited on video. Yeah, when I was compiling the credits, I'm like, oh, they shot it on film. Okay, whatever. I don't know why they would, but.
But if you know the story of Kekko Kamen, who fights. Who her superpower is being a naked lady and shocking the bad guys so much that she can kung fu them to death.
This was also Go Nagai series, yes.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Yep.
And if you know the story of her rescuing her friends at the demented private school, this very much covers the same ground. And there's 3 films in Japanese with English subtitles on one single standard def on Blu-ray. Any other thoughts to share on this one, guys? I think it's pretty straightforward, right?
I mean, if that other one was unhinged in trauma, this is very unhinged in trauma.
Yeah.
I will say that it's kind of meta in a way. I mean, they make a lot of jokes about other Go Nagai stuff like Devilman and Cutie Honey and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, he shows up too.
I mean, I'll also say that I am a person who likes cringy humor, and the acting in this is so bad that it was ruining the cringe. So, watch if you dare, basically.
Yeah, I mean, these were made for video, and it shows.
Yes, it was the V cinema, as it's called.
That's right.
Yep.
The dream of the 90s. Well, let's get a little bit closer to the current day. This next one is a live-action feature film version of a very popular franchise that all the anime fans of a certain age absolutely loved. Let's check the trailer out.
目的地はすぐそこだ。
玉木先輩の顔を見ると心臓が痛くなったり。
俺に惚れちゃったのかい？
近づかないでください。バカ。ミシェル・モナールさんです。お嬢様留学生の出現がホスト部内に亀裂を入れてゆく。あなたが好きなの？
殿、いい加減うざいって言ってんだよ。
家族だの娘だの言ってるけどすぐ崩れるような関係じゃない。ミシェルさんに教えてあげたいんです。ちゃんと勇気を出して向き合えばきっと伝わるってこと。
ホスト部絶対に優勝だ。
癖になっちゃう仲間たちがご指名をお待ちしております。バカ。映画オーラン高校ホストクラブ。
Oh yeah. There it is. That is the anime scene's other Haruhi. Anytime you see a character named Haruhi and they're in a host club, it's like, oh, I know what this is. It's Ouran High School Host Club. Only it's the live-action film based on the same manga of the hit anime series. And this is actually a follow-on to I think a J-drama.
Yep.
We just so you know, we're not releasing that, but we are releasing the film.
they actually set it up well enough that you don't need to, if you know Ouran, that's good enough. And one of the extras is a drama short that, based on watching it, I think it's mostly to explain why they don't use any of the scenery or stuff from the TV show.
Okay.
So it's basically like a bridge thing where they explain any changes, which is great when the TV show isn't here.
Yeah, is not extant. But also, it's fortunate too that this is a kitchen sink disc, huh? This has tons of stuff on it.
This had way too much stuff.
It is so full. Like, there's probably what, like 3 more hours of bonus material?
Yes, I remember sitting there for days going through everything.
Yeah, a ridiculous amount of extras. Like,
well, hey, if you're an Ouran High School Host Club completist, then this is going to be for you. This is something that you've been waiting for.
Yeah.
It's also a newer movie, so it looks pretty good, as you'd expect, native HD and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It has a lot of those fun slapstick gags that you see in comedies like it. Looks enjoyable to me. And this is coming later in the year. And Tokusatsu fans, it's time to eat, guys. It's happening. Because before we saw a dark hero on a motorcycle. And what we're going to see now is we're going to see a dark hero on a slightly different kind of motorcycle. Let's check it out.
Ooh.
And that dramatic fight starred none other than the android Kikaider.
Who doesn't love throwing around dummies? Oh my god.
I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't a dummy. That was clearly an evil robot. But yes, Kikaider is the classic Shotaro Ishinomori story of another dark hero, an android forced to fight against his robot compatriots because they can be used for evil, but he has a conscience. Jiro, the main character of this story, it malfunctions, doesn't always work, but he's trying to learn how to be a good guy, and that's his torment. He also has a motorcycle with a sidecar called the Side Machine, super cool. He carries around a guitar and plays sad songs, also super cool. But this is one of the Tokusatsu Pantheon's great heroes. That this came out on DVD a long time ago, and we're bringing it back. 43 episodes in HD in Japanese, and this also has some extras because this show has a great legacy. Daisuke Ban is well liked amongst the Tokusatsu fandom, the actor who plays Jiro, especially in Hawaii, where he regularly makes appearances.
Yeah, this show was so huge in Hawaii.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
I think there's a promo or something, for the broadcast on Hawaiian TV or something like that.
There is, but there's also a whole a vintage recording of a stage show when they flew him out to Hawaii and they did a whole stage thing with the Kikaider suit, him. He sings a bit, and it just very impressive to see that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of a miracle that footage even exists because it was shot on film, as you can see, and the audio wasn't great, but it's you don't see events like that from the 70s. It's just just doesn't exist anymore. So it's really pretty nifty bonus feature in my opinion.
Yeah, that's really cool. Great. Was this broadcast in Japanese in Hawaii? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yes, with subtitles.
Yeah, it was broadcast with relatively primitive by our standard subtitles, but it made a huge impression. People loved it for decades. And a company out in Hawaii called JN Productions brought it to DVD many years ago. I think like 2005. Those DVDs are long out of print, but we bringing it back for you. I hope this release finds its way to Hawaii and to the fans there, because it's a good one, and we're really looking forward to bringing it to you. Okay, well, I think we have one more clip of rich, glorious Tokusatsu action, so let's look at that.
SB カードイン。着火。
So cool. So cool.
That opening just bangs so hard.
Yeah.
Seriously.
This is one that I feel like even among those of us who watch Toku, like I've been watching it for decades, Logan has, we're like, yeah, for some reason never watched this one. I wonder how it is. The images seem nice. I think within like 4 or 5 episodes, any of us working on it, we're like, oh, this is like tip-top quality Toku. Just
yeah. This is special
before
rescue
this,
police Winspector.
Yeah, before this, I didn't even know about the special rescue police series, but there were a few of them, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, there were 3.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I don't know what it is about a futuristic police car with a radar on top being face down with a crazy Charles Bronson looking dude with a bazooka, but I'm into it.
The fact that it was that 80s red sports car, just magnifique.
Yep.
Yeah, it's honestly some of the best Toku I've ever seen. Shocking that I have not heard more people talk about it, to be honest.
Yeah, and as we just saw, even though this is coming out on standard def on Blu-ray, that looks pretty good to me, guys. I don't know.
It does. It looks better than I thought for the era and not getting a more recent remaster. I think it was remastered around the early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah, for DVD.
Yeah, it's the same for Gbon. So it has a good SD transfer.
Yeah.
Not stuck on, crummy videotape.
And the mentor is Hiroshi Miyauchi, who's Kamen Rider V3. Not playing Kamen Rider, but
obviously, but that's a through line.
Yeah, but like in like the full outfit, almost don't recognize him because he plays such a different character who's so much more reserved. You almost don't recognize him.
Fantastic. So, Tokusatsu fans, eating good these days. We're bringing the magic to you, and Winspector is coming soon. So do
enjoy your
look forward
buffet,
to
guys.
it.
Yeah, like we said.
What did we say?
We said it was coming, and it's
And
coming.
here it is.
We were
I mean-
backing up the Toku truck, and it is here. It has arrived.
All right.
And we're not even, I don't think we're even half done. We have much more coming.
Oh my God. Why did you tell them? But now they know. Now they know. And like everything else, guys, if you show these, I think Tokusatsu fans have been very good in recent years about vocally asking for what they want and then putting their money where their mouth is and going out and getting these releases. So thanks, guys, for doing that. If you keep doing that, we'll keep finding ways to bring it to you. And I think the next one is our last title of the day, and this is another one that we cannot run a clip of, or YouTube will put us in YouTube jail. So I guess I'll just show the cover.
Oh boy!
Was anyone expecting this?
I don't think any of us working on this were expecting this.
Anyone at all? This is Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. This is something that was cooked up for Spike TV, which is a dead cable network.
Yeah.
And it was a re-edit of a silly Japanese game show called Takeshi's Castle, because it was hosted by Beat Takeshi. And they re-edited it, they repackaged it, they made it all American, and that's Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. So who got to work on this? I mean, who had to work on this?
Everybody,
yeah.
A lot.
Wait a minute, Brady. I think you dodged this bullet, didn't you?
I found David some sources for audio. That's pretty much what
needed some
Okay, there we go.
dropouts to be patched.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
but if there's
this, I mean,
if there's
this
one
show was
thing-
originally shot in the early 90s, so it
Yeah.
looked a little rough. We did what we could with it.
Yeah, but I was going to say, if there's one thing I know from Video Hounds is that there's going to be at least a few people out there that are like, holy God, I can finally get it.
Honestly, looking at all the different sources of this show, like just looking at just see if I could grab audio or something. Our release of it is definitely the best it's ever looked. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, I don't think the last two seasons were even released on DVD.
I think the last season wasn't, but
okay, the last
they're
one season,
all on
that's right.
streaming, so
Yeah. But these two sets, we're going to do two sets, right? And this is the first one. And then the two sets together will make up the entire series, except for a few episodes that, they had music clearance problems or something?
I think Ultraman is in one of them.
Ultraman is one, and I think a different company owns one episode because they filmed it in the US or something.
Yeah, they tried to remake the show at Universal Studios, and I never saw it. I have my doubts that it works, but regardless, the rights went back to Japan, and obviously Japan doesn't own that one, so
Yeah, the was one of them like a clip show that had some of it in it too, something like that.
Yeah, that one we couldn't use either.
I think there's a total of 4.
Yeah.
So guys, if you were, fans, if you were waiting for a huge crescendo at the end of the Discotek extra panel, no, what we're giving you is a big left hook. We weren't expecting this for you. But we're bringing MXC to home video, and you can't stop us.
I have to say, this, out of everything we've released with closed captions that was originally in English, this one gave the team the biggest nightmare because it is just wall-to-wall talking, obscure pop culture
There's
references.
so much talking in this show.
Most of my notes for fixing up the captions were me catching old oblique pop culture references that just did not necessarily didn't stand the test of time, but didn't stand the test of multiple people looking at it and going, I know what this is.
Well, also, to be fair too, is younger people worked on they don't, it's like some of the stuff is a little older than them too.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have gotten the pro wrestling jokes, and there was a lot of pro wrestling jokes.
Yeah, that's true too. I know that Elaine was trying to do 3 episodes a day or something, and I think you told her to slow down because it's I know you know how extreme this is to try and do an
kill
episode.
her.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, if you saw how many I was doing a day, you would have been concerned.
So the
I'm
real
always
most
concerned
extreme,
about you, Mark.
the real most extreme elimination challenge was editing the captions for this show.
Pretty much.
Accurate.
That or the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
We made friends.
What? More like enemies.
We already were friends, but that's
this is very specific type of humor that you definitely couldn't do today. But that's for sure.
No.
Yes, definitely. It's got that 2000s energy.
2000s cringe humor for sure. Like,
yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go over what we talked about. So here's the recap slide I went over earlier. 14 announcements, including Kite, during the main panel. Then in our extra session that we just did, we also announced Humanoid Monster Bem, Groizer X, Party 7, Dororo, RoboGeisha, Electric Dragon 80,000 Volts, Kekko Kamen the Trilogy, Ouran High School Host Club Movie, Kikaider, Special Rescue Police Winspector, and MXC. So I think for a single panel, 25 licensing announcements, that's got to be a new record, right?
This is a marathon. I'm exhausted. And I barely even talked.
Yeah. Oh, we all talked plenty. We all talked.
Yeah, we just couldn't really find a good time to announce anything before Otakon.
I mean, practically speaking, this is most of the rest of the calendar for 2024, right? And maybe a few early 2025s if things shake out a certain way.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes us to release this giant pile, because that is a giant pile.
Yeah.
And I'll dangle this. There are a couple of really big, mind-blowing things that we could not get cleared in time that we otherwise might have had a chance to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. Next time though, at least we have those.
Some of them were so close, I made clips and sent them to Mike.
Yeah. We just didn't make it. But hey,
so if you enjoyed the Otakon panel, you will also enjoy whatever's coming next too.
Yeah,
so we got some more good stuff coming.
I think we can expect one more Discotek day before 2004 finishes up.
Probably around the holidays.
2004.
2004.
Before 2004 finishes up, Mike, did you travel back in time when we were working on this?
No, this is 2004. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. We all traveled back in time. This is one of those time slip animes now.
Is
this why we're all talking about? This is why we're all talking about Ouran High School Host
Club.
Club.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we came to the end of the program. Thanks for your patience with me, guys. As always.
Thanks for doing all the work to put this together, man.
Yeah.
You and
Mark. It's fun. And the thing is, as we record this, the best part is 3 out of 5 of us get to do it all again. We'll get to do a little over half of it again.
And this time a speed run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. Now we know it's going to take over an hour, so we have to figure out what to trim.
Yeah,
and
you
I
guys
have to sit on Twitter for 2 hours.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll make it all happen, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks for being fans. Any sign-offs from the team? Any last thoughts?
I want to go to bed.
Same. It's almost 1 o'clock, and I gotta get up early. So
I want to get lunch.
Yeah, you're in Japan. See, we didn't say that, but David's in Japan.
I need to go fill up my drink. I'm thirsty from that.
Oh, I heard that, man. Well, in that case, have a great night, everyone, and let's roll the logo.